Wonder why they don't make them like they used to. Don't make sense.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Broketv123. I'm your host, Rome, and it's coming at you raw, unedited, unscripted, and unsponsored. This is a variety show, so we talking about all kinds of stuff. This one in particular is we're talking about 90s TV shows. Now, I do apologize when I was talking about the 80s shows. I did forget about some. You know, there's a lot I forgot about or just didn't mention. But it doesn't mean they weren't good or anything. Anyway, so 90s TV shows. Now, one in particular, I'm sorry, this might have come out in the 80s, like very end of the 80s, but into the 90s. Seinfeld. One of my favorite TV shows I used to watch all the time. Eventually it got canceled because somebody ran their mouth or whatever. But funny show. It was literally a show about nothing. It's like a group of friends, and just every show was like random. It was a comedy show. It was funny though. Every character on there was funny. Look it up. So, Dawson's Creek. Now, Dawson's Creek was a TV show that I did not watch a lot. I do know it was a pretty good show. It's kind of like a drama, a teen drama. And it was teen, young people. This guy lives on a creek, near a creek, around a creek, or whatever. Anyway, I had some, cute little girls on there and whatnot, I was back in my high school days and back in them grunge days, kind of, whatever. But anyway, check that out. I need to go back and watch that. There's a lot of stuff I missed out while I'm watching. Charmed. I am a dude, yes. But I watched Charmed. I'm not afraid to admit it. It had some very hot women on there. Plus, I had Alyssa Milano, which I was talking about Who's the Boss earlier on one of my talking about the 80s TV shows. And I fell in love with Alyssa. She's got that beauty to her, whatever. But a lot of people on that show changed. It's about they were witches. I want to say, don't quote me on this, but I want to say that it was kind of like the movie called The Craft, about 4 girls who, I don't know, they were witches. So I kind of get the same resemblance. Anyway, witches, demons, witches, Wicca. That's what that show was about. It was a good show. I thought it was. You have one girl she could freeze time. She'd always be like, ah, ah, and it would freeze. You had a girl who had premonitions. I don't remember what the other ones did. Anyway, moving on. Freaks and Geeks. Really good TV show. And it's got one of those endings that kind of just goes, it just drops off. I think what I remember, a girl gets into a van with a bunch of hippies and takes off. And that was the end. The end. I think. I'm pretty sure that's how it ended. But the main character was this little geeky little dude. We came out, we're all teenagers at the time and everything. He kind of looked like me in a way. His teeth were bigger. He looked like one of those, like Shanae or something. He just had you know what I mean. I have all my teeth, but mine are like in my head. And big lips that cover them. I'm not a mouth breather. Anyway, but it was about a kid who's in high school, kind of like the Wonder Years, but different. It was more, I don't know. It was like the Wonder Years, but if the Wonder Years was G-rated, then Freaks and Geeks would have been PG-13, something like that. You know what I mean? Anyway, oh, and Seth Rogen was on that. Yeah, it was back when he was a nobody. No offense, Seth. He went on to have a great career, what I understand. Anyway, Renegade. It's about a guy who, I believe he was framed for murder. He was a cop, I think it was, and he was framed for murder. Anyway, he's turns into an outlaw, and he goes on the run. And he's got a couple friends, and he's got this awesome Harley. You know, it was a great show. Yeah. I can't remember that guy's name. Anyway, he went on to do a couple things. Anyway, Walker Texas Ranger. Now, if you're in America and you don't know who Walker Texas Ranger is, you just get out. Chuck Norris. Dude could defeat you with his breath. All right, come on, bring on the comments now. Bring on the comments. Here's the thing. Chuck Norris is so strong. How strong is he? I don't know who started all that. It's like one day it's like, and we're gonna start making memes about Chuck Norris and everything. Don't mess with Chuck Norris; he'll kick your butt. That 70s show, yeah, man. So it was a modern TV show that is made to look. I can't even speak. It made to look like it took place in the 70s. This guy and his sister and a mom and dad, they live in a house. They have their friends come over and they go in a basement and they get high. The end. That was the TV show. No, I was kidding. There's more to it. Way more to it. But that's what they would end up doing. They were always getting high. I even had Chong on there from Cheech and Chong. Yeah. Chong. I think he ran a photo booth. Anyway. Dinosaurs. Not a cartoon. It was people who actually put on these dinosaur suits and everything. They played dinosaurs. And I'm pretty sure there was an ending. If I didn't see this, I know I probably did, but the ending is when the asteroid hits the Earth and kills them all. I think that's what I saw. It could have been somebody fan made or something, but I think that's how it ended. But anyway, it was a comedy show. And I don't remember a whole lot about it. Is that they had a baby dinosaur, and he'd always be like, "Not the mama," and he would smack the crap out of the dad or something like that with a frying pan. I don't know. Not the daddy, not the daddy. 90210. Back in my day, if you watched 90210, and this is California I live on the East Coast. We still watched everything. But if you watch 902, okay, I had one of my buddies one time. This dude was a rough dude, let's just say. The roughest as they come, you know, when we were teenagers. And he was like, man, I was flipping through the channels and I started watching 90210. And I'm like, man, I don't want to watch this crap. Next thing I know, there's a guy on there doing drugs or something like that. And he's like, man, I started watching that show religiously after that. I'm like, wait a minute, you're only watching the show because it's got something bad in it like that or whatever? And he goes, yeah, man, that's pretty cool. I think that guy's dead now. Anyway. And last but not least, the Wayans brothers. Really good, funny show. These guys are actually brothers in real life. They went on to do really great movies, funny movies, like White Chicks. That was one of them. Comedy movie. But I think it had the dad in it. Don't quote me on this, but I think it had the dad in it from Friday. He's dead now. Bless his heart, but I mean, he was old, but yeah. I think it had that in there. Anyway, another one of my favorite TV shows of that time. So, as far as the 90s shows, I'm going to be honest. I don't know a whole lot of. I've actually looked them up. There's not a whole lot of 90s TV shows that were out there. I mean, you had Sliders, which I couldn't really get into. It was too cheesily done. You had Star Trek, Star Trek: The Next Generation, all that stuff and all that. I never got into Star Trek. I watched The Orville, which is a new modern show. Love the Orville. Seth MacFarlane, guy who created Family Guy. Hilarious. Seth, if you're watching this, hit me up, please. Yeah. But I can't really think of a whole lot of 90s TV shows anymore. It's like, you had X-Files, that was one, but I hadn't seen all those. But yeah, a lot of the 80s shows trickled into the 90s. The 80s and 90s was great. Okay, hands down. But yes, like the 80s trickled into the 90s, they just kept going. Well, anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. And stay tuned for whatever's next. I don't know, but I'm just kind of winging it. After all, this is unscripted and raw and everything. So yeah. So stay tuned. I'm Rome. This has been Broketv123. Catch y'all later.
Yeah, he missed a lot. Need to make another one.